ToonGrin.com.
Oh, the yes, every yes into infinity and beyond. It's time to get swifty. Yeah, wait, what? Now, I'll be the first to say I am not a big music guy. In fact, watching this with NERO, he was the one who was pointing out stuff like the demon's fire, breath, and tongue as trademarks of Kiss. I barely know any musicians or band names outside the ones that are in the current public consciousness. Thankfully, Scooby chose to team up with one of the big names I know a bit about, Kiss. Yes, like with WrestleMania Mystery, this is another sellout movie that is an attempt to make something relevant again. Who's riding whose coattails, though, is anyone's guess. So the story? Mystery Incorporated are all Kiss groupies, well except for Fred, who is into the Jackson 5 parody band, the Ascot 5. The Scooby Gang is on their way to Kiss World. Yes, Kiss has their own theme park in this world. It's surprising, given Kiss's ability to sell out, that they haven't actually gotten a theme park in real life, though at least in the movie is self-aware about this. And coincidence strikes again as the gang arrives at a park that just so happens to have been started to be haunted by the most metal of villains, the Crimson Witch. So the Scooby Gang offers their services to solve the case, but Kiss World has already called in the expert crime solvers, Kiss. Yes, the demons, Starchild, Spaceman, and Catman aren't just rock gods. No, they are cosmic mystery solvers. So Kiss joins forces with the Scooby Gang, or more accurately, Kiss allows the Scooby Gang to tag along to solve the mystery of the Crimson Witch. But the synopsis doesn't end there, because if you've seen the trailers, things go interdimensional, and now Mystery Incorporated and the superpowered Kiss must unite to save both Earth and the alternate dimension Kissteria from a being known as the Destroyer. Yeah, Kiss being rock gods isn't 100% literal description of them in this movie. The plot is even more insane than the usual Scooby-Doo standards of insanity. I really can't do this movie justice as it spirals into full-blown insanity, as it turns out that Kiss are super-powered rock gods that have their own anime-style transformation sequences, and color-coded suits just like in Super Sentai. We also get Dragon Ball Z levels of combat accompanied by epic music, which I have got to admit, when Scooby-Doo does fight scenes, it turns out to be some of the most incredible visuals that the series has ever offered. The last great fight scenes were shown in Samurai Sword, but this movie trumps that movie so hard. And for all you Scooby-Doo fans, the monsters are real again! Hooray! At first. But we'll get to that in a second. For now, let's talk Kiss. Each of the band members provides their own voice work for the movie, and you can tell each of them is having loads of fun playing their parts. Gene Simmons as the demon is able to go cartoonish extremes with his anger and caustic personality that leads to some of the funniest lines in the movie. Tommy Thayer as Starchild plays as a great foil to Fred, who he comically thwarts by wooing Daphne by just being a nice guy, while Fred is a jealous asshole. And Catman and Spaceman are just happy to be there. Yeah, they sort of get the back seat to the whole project. They aren't bad or anything, but they are just not used to their full potential like the demon or Starchild are. But to be honest, even with them in the backseat, Kiss pushed the gang into the trunk in this analogy, as they stole the movie from right under the Mystery Inc.'s noses. And that is the risk when you have these sort of team-up movies, when you make one of the teens far more capable than the other. And how can our gang of teenage mystery solvers compare to literal rock gods who fight space deities? The Scooby-Gang honestly feel like the towel boys for Kiss in the movie, trying to hopelessly justify themselves being here. Kiss just overshadows the game, which, thinking about it, probably was intentional, as even the musical chase scenes are even accompanied by, what else? Kiss music. The scenes even more feel like Kiss music videos than actual chase sequences. But let's be honest, if you were paying for Kiss to be in your movie, you gotta use Kiss music. That said, the scenes with Kiss music drag on quite a bit. It doesn't leave me bored, but do we really need to play the entire song each time? It just seems unnecessary. Plus, if we just shortened all the music, they probably could have fit in more Kiss music. But we gotta get back to Scooby-Doo at some point, and funnily enough, Rock and Roll Mystery reminds me a lot of Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King. Fans have been clamoring for real monsters in the Scooby-Doo canon again for a long time, but it seemed every time we come close to that, the franchise reverts back to form, not wanting to take any risk of change, and just going back to the masked villain. So this movie is refreshing to see real monsters and the whole gang interacting with these strange paranormal activities, which is awesome. And the other similarity with Goblin King is Velma, who takes up the role again of the insufferable skeptic. But unlike in that movie, where she just passed out mostly from all the crazy magic around her, this movie she just becomes completely insufferable sometimes with her skepticism. Look, once you cross over into the alternate dimension, where the universe itself is powered by rock and the power embodies a literal Kiss army, skepticism is not viable anymore. And even after that annoyance, Rock and Roll Mystery does that whole "was that real" plot twist, which was better implemented in Goblin King, because here it isn't clever at all. It just creates confusion on what was real and what was fake, because wrap your mind around this. By the movie's logic, there were 2 Crimson Witches. And if you see the movie, you'll see that makes no sense if they try to pull this real not real twist. But while the ending with that was very disappointing, to the point where I just wanted to slap the writers for being so stupid, there was still enough of a roller coaster ride of insane fun to be had in Rock and Roll Mystery. It's a blatant cash grab to make Kiss and or Scooby-Doo relevant again, but the creators took that and just had loads of fun with it, and created a movie that, while uneven in areas, is fun for kids, fun for older Scooby-Doo fans, and fun for Kiss fans. If you like goofiness and rock, then check out Rock and Roll Mystery.
Why rocker world?
Good point. Yeah, yeah!